Brain science may have a role to play in the age-old debate about the value of religion. Andrew Newberg is a neuroscientist who studies the relationship between the brain and theology, and he joins us now from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Andrew Newberg is Director of Research at the Myrna Brin Center of Integrative Medicine at Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. He's also the author of How God Changes Your Brain. Andrew, good to have you on TVO tonight. Let's just start with a simple description, definition if you like. Neurotheology, what is it?
Well, for me, neurotheology really is the field of scholarship that seeks to understand the relationship between our brain and our religious and spiritual selves. So it's really trying to look at the experiences that people have, the beliefs that people have, not only from a religious or spiritual perspective, but from a scientific one as well. And for me to have neurotheology work as a term, I also find that it needs to be very multidisciplinary, so that the neuro part is not just neuroscience, but it's psychology, anthropology, and the theology part is not just theology, which is its own thing, but it also is the different experiences that people can have, the rituals that they can have, all the different aspects that make up our religious and spiritual beliefs and belief systems that people hold.
Let me try to see if there is anything in conflict in what you just said. For example, science, I guess, traditionally deals with the physical and the immaterial. Religion often deals with the metaphysical and immaterial. Do you find yourself at times wearing two different hats?
Oh, absolutely, and I think that to me is part of what makes it so exciting. In the past, I think we've always had to really just look at one perspective or the other. People often just take science and what science can say about the world, or they might take religious views and say, well, the religious explanation explains everything that we need to know. And for me, what I think that this new field of neurotheology can do is to say, well, what can we learn from religious and spiritual beliefs? What can we learn from science? And how can we bring them together? Can we learn something about ourselves as human beings, about the beliefs that we hold? Why do we hold them? How do we hold them? And how does that affect us? How does it influence our own thought processes, our brain processes, and even how it affects our body and our health?
I don't have to tell you, there are people like evolutionary biologist Jerry Coyne who believe that it is absolutely incompatible for science and religion to have anything in common. Do you agree with him?
Well, no, I don't. In fact, to me, it's almost incompatible to say that, because there are so many people who believe that it's compatible. There are so many scientists, including people like the head of the National Institute of Health, people who work at the Vatican Astronomical Observatory, and many medical doctors who do not see a clear and absolute conflict between science and religion. Now, of course, I think part of what happens when we make these kind of